Hi, my name is Sanmanta Kumari Guru, and I will be presenting my assessment 3, that is evaluating the program of student learning for the subject Curriculum Studies in Early Childhood, EDU 433. Today's presentation focuses on how we as educators can evaluate children's learning programs to ensure that they are engaging and to ensure there is inclusivity and how it is effective in achieving intended learning outcomes. Program evaluation is a reflective process that helps educators to examine what children are learning, how they are engaging, and how our planning connects to the early years learning frameworks like EOLF and the National Quality Standards. Throughout this presentation, I will explore an example of learning experience, that is connecting with practice, discovering making music based on a video. I will discuss about how the experience supports, how the making music experience supports key learning outcomes, how educators can assess and extend learning, and how the program aligns with the Australian regulations and frameworks. So, in order to so all this will be summed up while answering 5 questions on this learning experience, and the questions are on each slide. So the evaluation is on a particular learning experience. So out of 3 learning experience videos, I chose discovering making music, which can be viewed with the link given here on YouTube on Acacia or on Acacia website. In this video, children explore music making using a range of instruments and materials, and the setting is outdoors. The focus is on creative expression, collaboration, and play-based learning. Here in this video, the children are seen experimenting with different sounds, adjusting rhythms, and they are expressing themselves through movement and sound. The educator facilitates the learning experience by encouraging exploration and guiding reflection. So in this video, we can see that the educator is constantly interacting with the children. Music experiences like this are one powerful tool because they engage children's senses, emotions, and thinking processes. They promote both individual creativity and group collaboration, supporting holistic learning across cognitive, physical, and social domains. Here in this video, the children are making sounds and rhythms using simple materials like metal rods, pots, and pans. They tap, bang, and listen carefully to hear how each object makes a different sound. So based on this learning experience video, I will be presenting on the children's reflection on their own learning, how they are engaged in their own learning. So the first question is, what were children's reflection on their own learning? So during the experience, the children showed curiosity, joy, and their choice in how they engaged with sound making. Some chose loud, energetic instruments, while others explored softer sounds and repeated rhythms. Their choice of actions, their choice of sounds and expressions reflected their ability to make independent decisions and take ownership of their learning. It is a key principle of agency highlighted in the EOLF version 2. So through play, children reflected on their experiences by repeating patterns. Like we can see one child repeating the same pattern few times and responding to peers and adjusting tempo or volume. These small but meaningful moments show deep engagement and reflective thinking. Children weren't just making music, they were making meaning through sound, an example of active participatory learning that fosters both self-awareness and connection to others. While they were making sound, they were smiling, they laughed, and they paused in middle to listen after hitting different objects. That shows that they recognized how their actions produced various sounds and how different sounds are produced when they hit different objects. And they are like comparing the loud sound and softer sounds. It shows that they are developing confidence and self-understanding in their learning journey. It also shows that children are developing social skills as they play and experiment together to produce sounds. We can see how one child holds the steel plate with a short metal rod while the other hits it to produce sound, and they both laugh. It shows collaboration. So now talking about children's engagement, the experience was designed around play-based learning, allowing children to learn through sensory exploration, experimentation, and collaboration. They engaged physically by shaking, tapping, and listening, and cognitively by recognizing rhythm and patterns, repeating the rhythm, and socially by communicating and cooperating with peers. This learning experiences supported several learning outcomes. Learning outcome 2, children are connected and contribute to their world. So in this experience, it is seen when they collaborated and respected each other's contribution. Learning outcome 4, children are confident and involved learners. It is observed through experimentation, risk-taking, and sustained attention. Learning outcome 5, children are effective communicators. So in this experience, it is evident when they expressed feelings and ideas through music, sound, and gestures, and at the same time they were communicating. The educator's role was crucial in here because she ensured children's thinking by asking open-ended questions. This responsive teaching approach supported reflection, problem solving, and communication. What could you extend on the learning further? Extension is an essential part of the learning of the planning cycle. It ensures that Extension is an essential part of the planning cycle. It ensures that learning doesn't stop after one activity, but it continues to evolve. So for this experience, the learning could be extended in several ways. Like first one, create and record sounds. Children could use a digital recorder or iPad to record their music and listen back, which promotes their reflection and digital literacy. We can also invite families to share cultural songs and instruments. This connects learning to children's homes and communities, fostering cultural inclusion and belonging. And we could also extend this learning by exploring music across curriculum. So for instance, linking the rhythm to counting patterns in mathematics, like for example, the children tap or make sound of 2 and then they just match with the number 2, or they pick up some objects to in 2 numbers, so that this extension support their mathematics in their mathematics, or we can implement in other subjects too. This extension support the evolved practice of holistic approaches and learning through play, encouraging continuity of learning and connection across experiences. Could additional resources be added to these learning experiences? To enhance engagement and inclusivity, additional materials could be introduced. For example, tambourines, egg shakers, wooden sticks, or drums for varied sound experiences. And we can also use digital recorders to help children listen, replay, and evaluate their performances. By providing diverse materials, it supports multiple intelligence as described by Howard Gardner, and it ensures that every child has a way to participate meaningfully. This aligns with the NQS National Quality Standard Quality Area 3, which emphasizes on a well-resourced physical environment that enhances learning through exploration and play. In terms of compliance with national laws and regulations, the learning program meets the Education and Care Services national law and regulations, which states that every service must deliver an educational program based on an approved learning framework, which in this case is the EYLF version 2. It also emphasizes that educators document, assess, and evaluate each child's learning and development, all of which are demonstrated in this experience through observation and reflection. The learning outcomes 2, 4, and 5 were successfully met, as I explained before. The educator evaluated the experience using the EYLF principles of secure, respectful relationships, equity, and respect for diversity. So in this video, we can see that the educator is constantly engaging and interacting with the children. She also applied the EYLF practices of learning through play, intentional teaching, and assessment for learning. The musical setup was done creatively and intentionally by improvising materials, by hanging the pans and plates so children can hit them like they are making music. They are using musical instruments like drums and drumsticks. The children demonstrated deep engagement, curiosity, and collaboration as they explored different instruments and sounds. By following the EYLF planning cycle to observe, analyze, plan, implement, and reflect, the educator ensured continuous improvement in this learning experience. This learning experience also met key elements of the National Quality Standard, particularly Quality Area 1, which focuses on meaningful educational programs and practices. So in this video, we can see how the educator has set up the learning environment for meaningful learning, and it also met the Quality Area 3, which ensures that a well-designed engaging learning environment, so I explained earlier, and Quality Area 5, which supports positive respectful relationship with children. Altogether, these frameworks guide educators to provide high quality, reflective, and intentional learning experiences that support each child's holistic development and well-being, just like in this learning experience. Thank you.